With joint practices in the books for the Giants and Jets, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to highlight the biggest winners and the biggest losers for the Giants coming out of those two sessions. We're going to talk about that on today's video, but first, join us this Saturday as the Giants and Jets go at it in preseason week 2. We'll be live on the channel an hour before kickoff throughout the entire game, and we're going to give you a post-game show immediately after the finish. Over 65,000 people tuned in preseason week 1. I better see you there Saturday. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's talk about it. 2 joint practices. I thought there was enough information out there for us to do a winners and losers video. And if you're the loser crying about me saying people are losers, you're the loser. And grow up. All right, the biggest winners for the Giants. The pass rush. Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeaux looked good at times. We saw a little bit more sexy Dexy than we had early on in training camp. This Giants pass rush was unblockable. It didn't matter if it was one-on-ones. It didn't matter if it was 11-on-11s. The Giants were in the backfield consistently. And that's what you got to have. That's what you need out of this football team. If the Giants are going to be the team that we hope they can be, they have to have one of the best pass rushes in the National Football League. And going up against the Jets offensive line that has selected Olu Fashanu. They have Elijah Vera-Tucker. They selected Armand Mbow. Those are 3 heavy investments in the offensive line. And for the Giants defensive line to kind of whip their butts the way they did, that's super encouraging. I think I can make the argument that Brian Burns was the #1 joint practice winner. He was so good. He dominated either tackle. It didn't matter if he was lined up on the left side. Didn't matter if he was lined up on the right side. He was able to have his way with whoever tried to block him in green. Good to see Brian Burns play the way he did as we get closer and closer to the season being kicked off. He spoke to the media after joint practice number 2 and said, I'm trying to take my game to a level it has not gone before. And I think it's possible. I think he's the most underrated player in football. I think he's one of the best edges in football, and there's a world where he might actually be the 3rd best player on this defense because I still think Dexter Lawrence is, and Abdul Carter, yeah, he's that good as well. Really his first action going up against another team for multiple reps. Only played 6 snaps against the Buffalo Bills in preseason game number 1, and like Burns, Carter was unblockable. He was lining up in the A-gap. He was playing a little off-ball linebacker. He was coming off the edge, and he was absolutely dominating. Aaron Glenn, after joint practice number 1, he sung the praise of Abdul Carter, and I think at this point we could just say it. He's already one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. Brian Baldinger was at practice. He filmed a couple of clips, and he was even blown back about how special this guy is athletically, and he's going to be a special, special football player. This Giants pass rush has to dominate. You're going to need this unit to carry you. It's got the most investments. $150 million in Burns. $100 million in Dexter Lawrence. 5th overall pick in Kayvon Thibodeaux. 3rd overall pick in Abdul Carter. Almost $20 million for Chauncey Golston. You spend pick number 65 on Darius Alexander. If this team is going to compete Sunday in and Sunday out, they got to do their job. And that's dominate and win their matchup every single week. If you can't block, you're going to have a hard time beating the Giants. And I get it. They haven't done it yet, but I have all the faith in the world that they will. So the Giants pass rush overall was the biggest winner for me. I also thought Jevon Holland had a heck of a 2 days at practice. I reached out to Emory Hunt, who works for CBS Sports. He was at both joint practices. I asked, who were your 3 biggest winners? He told me Abdul Carter. He told me Jevon Holland. And I'll tell you another person coming up in a little bit. But I'm not going to say we haven't talked a lot about Jevon Holland. I know we spent a lot more time in the pass rush, but I am stoked to see what he can do with the Giants, where his role is more defined. If you hear him talk about his final year in Miami, where, let's just keep it honest, he was much better in 2023 than he was in 2024, he was having to wear multiple hats, and he can do that. But he believes with a more defined role, like he has in the Shane Bowen defense, he can get back to being that almost all-pro caliber player. He had a really nice punch-out on day 1, had a pass breakup in the back of the end zone on day 2 in a red zone drill. Like, Jevon Holland is a special player, ladies and gentlemen, and I think people are kind of underestimating how good he is. And he and Tyler Nubin working together on the back half of that defense, that just makes his team a heck of a lot better. And, like, you spent a lot of money on him. He's got to show you that he was worth it, and I think he will. I'm pretty pumped up to watch him play some football. It's been a while since the Giants have had a ball hawk at the safety position. I know Xavier McKinney became one once he left the Giants. Wasn't really like that on this team. Holland is someone that's going to be around the football a lot this year, and I want to see him force some turnovers, get back to his 2023 self. The Giants' run defense was a joint practice winner for me. A large talking point around this team throughout training camp was and is this defense going to be able to stop the run? Because if you want your pass rush to be good, you got to earn the right to get after the quarterback. And the way you do that is by stopping the run. You can't rush the passer if you don't stop the run. And the Giants' run defense has not looked that good against the Giants' run offense. But you play the Jets, want to be a physical football team with Justin Fields, they showed up in a major way. Emory Hunt saying on day one, the Giants' D made running the ball extremely tough for the Jets. Barely any, if at all, chunk plays on the ground. There was a chunk play on day two, a zone read from Justin Fields. Abdul Carter kind of pinched down. I don't know the assignments on the play. It's easy to say he should have held contained. Who knows if that was his job? Everybody's got to do their job. But Fields did pull off a nice run. But outside of that, they were pretty damn good. And Patricia Traina today on day two of practice said so far the Giants' run defense is holding its own on runs inside the tackles. This Giants defense looked good. They were not scored on in the drive the ball period on Tuesday. They were not scored on the drive the ball period on Wednesday. Like, this team has a lot of talent on that side of the ball, and they got to show up. There's been a lot of talk about what defensive tackle number 2 is going to step up. Roy Robertson-Harris showed some nice flashes against the Bills. Rakeem Nunez-Roches was reportedly getting a little bit active and maybe a little handsy and aggressive and wanting to start a fight today at practice. We saw that on day one of joint practice, Darius Alexander had a sack in the red zone. Love to see that. DJ Davidson made some plays in the run game over the last couple of days. So hopefully maybe the Giants' run game is just going to be that good. And this defense will look better against other teams. They looked better against the Jets, and I thought they looked pretty good against the Bills as well. A guy that didn't even practice on Tuesday, he became a joint practice winner for me. That is Evan Neal. Emory told me, Emory Hunt of CBS Sports, that his 3 winners, Abdul Carter, Jevon Holland, and Evan Neal. And it wasn't just Emory Hunt. Bob Papa, who works for the New York Giants, said Evan Neal was outstanding at Wednesday's practice. Working with the first team a little bit, working with the second team, playing a little bit of left guard, playing a little bit of right guard. Said he was awesome in one-on-one pass blocking situations. He was good on inside run, and he was good on the 11-on-11 drills. Like, that's what you want to hear. And that's what this team, quite frankly, needs. If Evan Neal can give you any return on investment after being the 7th overall pick just a couple of years ago, that's going to raise the ceiling for this football team. I think there's a world where the best version of this Giants offensive line features Evan Neal. Because at 6'7", 340, he can move people. And when he gets engaged in the run game, he can create holes for the Giants running backs. I still worry a little bit about blitz pickup and communication at the line of scrimmage at a new position and overall just pass protection. But he is somebody that moves people. And the Giants' run game, it's got to be solid with Russell Wilson. He needs that at this point. And Evan Neal, he might be the best Giants run blocker that they have outside of Andrew Thomas. So major credit to him. Shout out to you, Evan. Keep on working hard, my man. We want to see you play this weekend. The player I'm most excited about, though, so far, I know it's easily Abdul Carter, and like I don't even count him anymore because I just talk about him every day. It's hard not to. Marcus Mbow. Maybe it's because the Giants haven't hit on an offensive lineman in the NFL draft in God knows how long. I'm all in on Marcus Mbow. Like, I want to be a part of the Marcus Mbow hive. He looked good at practice. Earned it up. I don't want to say earned. Excuse me. That was the wrong way to say it. He started at right tackle on day 2 because Jermaine Illuminor's wife welcomed their kid into the world on Wednesday. So Illuminor was on at practice. And he looked good day 2. But on day 1, Nick Filato, who covers the Giants, says Marcus Mbow has looked good so far in practice against the Jets. Had 2 quality 1v1 wins and held his own in pass protection 11-on-11s. One of his pass blocking reps was so good that Jaxson Dart was able to tuck the ball and find about 8 yards on the deck off his block. And on day 2, he started at right tackle, and he did a good job. Like, you can't ask more of this kid at this point. He was awesome in pass protection against the Buffalo Bills. Still needs to get a little bit better in the run game. I think his power at this point is a little bit light when it comes to being a run blocker and moving people. But his feet, his athleticism, his football IQ, it has been on display. And I think at this point, like, he should have the opportunity to not only compete for the the swing tackle job for this football team, but if Andrew Thomas is not ready to go week 1, I kind of want to see Marcus Mbow out there over James Hudson. Look, I know you paid Hudson $9 million over 2 years. He's the veteran. But I think there's a world where Marcus Mbow is actually better than James Hudson. And I want to see him play his tail off against the Jets this weekend. I think we're going to get it. Emery Hunt saying this as well. One other practice note. Don't undersell Devin Singletary. His footwork and elusiveness are so in sync consistently. Such a joy to watch. Look, I know that he wears 26, and he's not the guy that used to wear number 26 here. And I know he had some fumbles last year. He ran hard in between the tackles. More often than not, he's going to make that guy miss. And I know we're ready to anoint Tyrone Tracy as the lead back of this team, and he probably is. And I know we want to see Cam Scatterbo. Don't forget about Singletary. He's going to get touches this year. Coming up next, we're going to break down some losers. Players that I just didn't think had the best practice over the last couple of days, and an opportunity for me to talk about some injuries as well. But if you're looking to get some Giants merch and get it on sale, chatsports.com/Big Blue Sale. This Giants Nike t-shirt, it's on sale. Won't be forever. So go to this link, get your shirt now before the prices continue to rise to full price. My biggest joint practice loser is Jalin Hyatt. And it's not because he had bad practices. It's because he didn't practice again. And he didn't play against the Buffalo Bills. And he returned to practice today only to participate in individual drills. Once they moved on to 7-on-7, and once they moved on to 11-on-11s, he was on the sideline working again. And, like, I don't understand how he's supposed to build chemistry with Russell Wilson. I don't understand how he's supposed to build chemistry with Jaxson Dart and prove to the Giants that he deserves more opportunities than the 8 catches he had last year if you don't practice. You can't make the club if you're in the tub. Shout out to Will Ortner. Like, if you're hurt, someone's going to get the opportunities. And we've seen little Jordan Humphrey make the most of those. We saw Bo Collins working with the first-team offense today. He made the most of his opportunities. I'm a fan of Hyatt. I celebrated the pick. I wanted him. But I need him to want this. And I just don't know if there's going to be a Hyatt emergence this year. I feel like there might have been early on in the season. Oh, off-season, excuse me, but I don't know. And, like, if Malik Nabers continues not to practice and you don't continue not to practice, you're blowing your opportunity, man. I know you're hurt or you're hurt. I don't know. Figure out a way to get on the effing football field. Like, smart, tough, dependable. You got to be tough and you got to be dependable. I don't know. I'm rooting for you. I still believe in you. Holy shit, man. You got to give me something. The Malik Nabers-less Giants offense, it's about what you thought. When you don't have Andrew Thomas at left tackle and you don't have Malik Nabers out there, like, it's not going to be as good. And that's just the way these things work. I'm not worried about Nabers' injuries. He was on the sideline in pads. There was videos and pictures shown of him chopping it up with Garrett Wilson. I think they'll set him out at preseason. I'm cool with him not playing in preseason at all. Like, bubble wrap him till week 1. He'll be ready to go. But, like, yeah, the Giants' offense without him did not look all that well. Russell Wilson without him didn't look all that well. And it makes sense. You take away your wide receiver 1, you take away your star left tackle, you're going to pay the price for it. Jake Kubas, probably being a little bit unfair here, just singling out a couple plays from practice, but he was awful against the Buffalo Bills on Saturday. One of the worst offensive line performances of anybody on the team. And he's been working at guard. Then they moved him over to get some center reps with the 2s and had a fumble snap exchange with Jaxson Dart. And as someone who played quarterback, fumbling the football is always your fault. But the fact that it's a new center with a new quarterback and there's a fumbled snap, everyone's going to get the blame. I know the quarterback gets the most blame, but probably not good. Center messed up that exchange as well. And I just don't really see a way for him to make this team anymore. Like, yeah, there could be a need for a backup center spot, but I like Aaron Stinney a lot more than Jake Kubas. If Evan Neal's going to be healthy, he's a better football player than Kubas at this point. And you have Greg Van Roten, who could play all three interior offensive line positions. I just think the end of the road for Jake Kubas might be here, and it's unfortunate. Just unfortunate at this point. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're going to be live on the channel an hour before kickoff on Saturday, doing our thing, rocking out for the watch party, and I want to see you there. If you want to watch the Giants games with tens of thousands of people who bleed blue, join this channel. It's a tailgate, it's a party, and we love watching our Giants together. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_.